Hello friends and welcome to another exhilarating video of Wisdom Zone, and this is Shubro, and as you have guessed it correctly, today we have the most important topic for spoken English, because today we are going to discuss about adjectives. And let me tell you, today we are going to discuss 10 most useful adjectives for daily English conversation, which is going to totally change your communication and give you a new dimension to your communication. So if you haven't subscribed to Wisdom Zone yet, please do subscribe to Wisdom Zone and hit the bell icon and continue watching this video till and the end, because today we are going to go ahead and learn about 10 most useful adjectives. I'll show you how to use them in your day-to-day conversation, and also I'm going to explain the meanings. Also, I'll tell you the synonyms also. So without further ado, let's get started. So before we move forward and talk about 10 most useful adjectives for daily English conversation, we should also know about an adjective, isn't that? Because that is going to help us to use adjectives in a better manner. So as you see on your screen, what is an adjective? So let me quickly give you a brief definition of an adjective. As you see on your screen, a brief definition is given. So as you see on your screen, it's given: an adjective is a word that modifies nouns and pronouns primarily by describing a particular quality of the word, right? So as you know, an adjective is a word that modifies nouns and pronouns also, and primarily by describing a particular quality of that word, right? As you see, I'm going to read out the two examples over here. The first example is a big problem, right? So problem is a noun, so I am trying to modify that using big, right? It's a big problem, right? So this adjective is modifying it. The second example is they are happy, right? So obviously I'm talking about some people and I'm using the pronoun they, and I'm talking about their condition, they are happy, so I'm using this adjective happy to talk about more about those people, right? So like this way we can use adjectives, and this is just to get going and make you understand what exactly is the use of adjective. So let's move forward, and we are going to go ahead and discuss 10 most important adjectives for daily English conversation. So without further ado, let's get started. So as you see on your screen, we have the 10 most useful adjectives for daily English conversation. And let me tell you, this is the first part, and I'm definitely going to discuss more parts in the coming days. And we are going to discuss more adjectives also. This is just the first part. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. So as you see on your screen, the first adjective which we have on our screen is gullible, right? Let me pronounce it once again. It's gullible. Okay, and let me explain the meaning. So gullible means a person who can be easily deceived or can be tricked, okay, or a person who is too willing to believe everything that other people say. That's the meaning. So I'm typing the meaning. As you see, too willing to believe everything that other people say is gullible. That means someone who can be easily deceived or tricked is gullible. As you see, the meaning I have already tried. Too willing to believe everything that other people say, that is called gullible. You say that he's a gullible guy, right? So as you see the example, let me quickly read out the example. Paul is such a gullible guy that everyone takes advantage of him. That means he is such a person, he can be persuaded, he can be somehow convinced very easily because of his gullible nature. Okay, so that's why everyone takes advantage of him. That's the way you can use this word gullible. Okay, that means a person maybe is who is too willing to believe everything that other people say, right? So that's the way you can use this beautiful adjective. So let's quickly move on. We are going to go ahead and discuss the second most important adjective for today. As you see, the second adjective which we have is malign. Let me pronounce it once again: malign. So malign is also an adjective. It can be used as a verb, but today we are discussing how we can use malign as an adjective. Malign, when you're using that as an adjective, it means that intending to cause harm, right? As I'm typing the meaning, as you see, intending to cause harm is to malign. So you can use that as a verb also, but we are going to see how to use this as an adjective. As you see on your screen, the example is given. COVID-19 has a malign effect on humanity. So obviously, this COVID has a malign effect. We can say that, isn't that? Because it has the kind of effect which caused harm. Okay, and it obviously did harm people, right? So that's the way you can say that it has a malign, yes, effect on humanity, right? So that's the way you can use this. So up next we will move on. So let us turn our attention towards the third important adjective for today, that is auspicious. So let me pronounce it once again. It is auspicious. So meaning of this is for quite important. Let me type the meaning also. The third adjective for today is auspicious, means favorable or propitious, right? Something favorable or propitious, that means suggesting a positive future, right? As I'm typing the meaning favorable, right? Suggesting a favorable future, okay? It's called auspicious, something favorable or propitious, right? Suggesting a positive future, right? So as you see, the example is given over here. Durga Puja is an auspicious festival which people celebrate in Kolkata. Okay, I'm quite sure you must have heard, and Durga Puja has been recently included by UNESCO, okay, in its intangible cultural heritage list. So obviously, it has become a very popular uh, festival, isn't that? So as because UNESCO has included this festival in its intangible cultural heritage list, right? So that's the way you can use that. It's an auspicious festival, right? That is quite favorable or propitious, right? That's the way. So you can use that before any festival, okay? Something which is favorable or propitious. So you can use this. You can say that yes, Durga Puja is an auspicious festival, or Diwali is an auspicious festival, right? So you take this, you can say that, or you can also say that it is an auspicious day, that means favorable or propitious, right? So that's the way you can use this beautiful adjective, auspicious. So up next we will see the fourth adjective for today, that is gorgeous. As you see on your screen, the fourth adjective for today is gorgeous, and this one is also quite useful in your daily conversation. So as you know, uh, this is also used commonly, means very attractive or beautiful. As I'm typing the meaning, instead of very attractive, you can use this term gorgeous or beautiful, right? Especially we use this to describe the beauty. As you see the example given over here, let me read it out. Jen looked gorgeous in her pink outfit. That means she looked very beautiful or attractive, okay? So up next, let us turn our attention towards the fifth adjective for today, that is blissful. As you see on your screen, blissful, okay? So blissful is also quite a handy adjective for your daily conversation. So this word blissful means extremely happy, okay? Or very happy is called blissful, okay? Instead of very happy or extremely happy, you can use blissful. As you see the example, let me read it out. I spent a blissful weekend in Darjeeling, which is a popular hill station, okay? Over here, and it's very popular in Bengal, okay? So yes, I spent a blissful weekend in Darjeeling. That means I spent a very happy weekend or extremely happy weekend over there, right? That's the way you can use this. So up next we will see this sixth adjective for today, that is petrified. Let me pronounce it once again. It's petrified. Petrified means extremely scared, okay? Or you can also use the word terrified, okay? So you can say extremely scared, or you can also use the term terrified, okay? So as you see, let me read out the example. Ben was petrified to see the hound. That means he was extremely afraid and scared to see the hound, okay? So that's the way you can use this word petrified. We can also use another word, that is terrified, which is quite similar, right? So up next we will see the seventh adjective for today, that is abominable. Let me pronounce it once again. It's abominable, okay? So as you see, this word means very unpleasant or bad. You say abominable, right? That is very unpleasant or bad, okay? So as you see, the example is given. Let me read out. miners are compelled to work in abominable working condition. That means very bad working condition they are given, so but they're compelled to work. Okay, so that is dreadful also, we can say. So that's the way you can use the word abominable, something dreadful. Okay, extremely bad. So up next we will see the eighth adjective for today, which can be used in your daily conversation. Is given on your screen, is inevitable. Let me pronounce it once again. It's inevitable. So this adjective is also useful. Inevitable means something that is going to happen. Okay, certain to happen, as I'm typing the meaning, and unable to be avoided. Something which cannot be avoided, and it is going to happen. Certain to happen and unable to be avoided. Okay, as you see, I have typed the meaning also. Let's go ahead and see the example. As you see on your screen, the example is given over here, right? It seems road accidents are inevitable these days. So obviously we see that road accidents are becoming quite frequent. We can say that it is inevitable. That means that's going to happen and we are unable to avoid it. Obviously we want it, and for that we need to follow all the traffic protocols, right? We must obey the traffic rules, isn't that? So up next we will see the ninth important adjective for today. As you see on your screen, the ninth adjective for today is rigorous. Let me pronounce it once again. It's rigorous. So rigorous means extremely careful or thorough. Okay. So let me pronounce it. It's rigorous means extremely careful and thorough is rigorous. Okay. So you can also use the word meticulous. That's the way you can use this. It's kind of a synonym, rigorous and meticulous, extremely careful or thorough. So let's see the example. To become an army officer, one has to go through a rigorous training. Obviously, a very thorough and detailed training you have to go through if you want to become an army officer, right? So at last, let us turn our attention towards the 10th and the last important adjective for today, that is witty. Let me pronounce it once again. It's witty. Okay, so witty means showing verbal humor. Okay, the word witty is an also adjective that means showing verbal humor. Okay, especially while speaking, when you show some kind of humor, that is called to be witty, right? As you see the example, my boss liked my witty remark. Okay, that means that verbally I was quite humorous and he liked that remark which I made, isn't that? So I hope you understood all the 10 important adjectives, and let me remind you, it's the first part, and I'm also going to give the links of vocabulary. Okay, and there are some advanced vocabularies discussed before. So links of the advanced vocabularies are given in the description. If you want to check them, please check them. You will learn more important and advanced words from the description. Okay, and I hope you found this video really helpful, and let me scroll up so that you can again take a screenshot of the words and the examples. And I'm scrolling down now, and I hope you found this video quite useful as usual. And again, let me remind you, if you haven't subscribed to Wisdom Zone, don't forget to subscribe to Wisdom Zone and hit the bell icon, and stay tuned for further informative videos.